subscription.
I physically can't read it. It won't take to my eyeballs.
But everyone was talking about the election and the economy in the last panel was people in Iraq, soldiers looking on going, What about us? We have 140,000 of our fellow citizens over there waiting for the end coming home. A giant event in the history of our country, to say the least.
Well, of course people have stopped, thinking about them because Obama's there saying, look at me, I'm the first African-American president. Okay, he's fogging the spotlight.
That's right. And he's going to walk into the Oval Office as president on January 20th next year, and he's going to ask President Bush, what should I do? And I asked President Bush about this a couple of months ago, what's your advice going to be? And he said, I'm going to tell the new president, don't let it fail. Well, that is a very diminished expectation from the Bush bluster of the early years. Remember, dead or alive, I'll end terrorism, I'm going to make Washington work.
He made it work in his own way. The Republicans or some of the voices on the right are saying the Bush administration were victims of demonizing, of criticism over the last 7 or 8 years. Did you see that? Did they feel like they were in a siege mentality in there?
Well, I think so, and I think most presidents get that way, but they, like is often the case, they did it to themselves. I mean, there was this attitude of, and the president kept telling me, I outsourced all of this to Steve Hadley, my national security advisor, and at one point he said, you'll be glad to hear I wasn't at those meetings when they were making lots of those decisions. Now you would approve of that.
I would. You got to delegate.
Yeah.
You got to delegate until you're doing nothing.
But you have
And that way you have plausible deniability.
But what we need now is engagement, not with just Iraq, but the whole presidency.
You say that they were very secretive, they're very deceptive. Okay, I take exception to that. Because shouldn't we give them points for having said that we're going to be secretive and deceptive? I mean, we knew they were deceptive because Cheney said we're going to work on the dark side. And we knew they were secretive. We knew they were secretive because we said, hey, could we ask you a question? They would say, you go to hell. Don't they deserve a little something for that?
And what they do, and what was interesting is that Bush would let me come and interview him for hours and ask any question.
How is that? If they're so secretive, why would you? Did you say, don't worry, I won't say anything till it's too late?
Because I had time to do it, and people like what you have to do as a reporter is take them as seriously as they take themselves. Most people take themselves seriously. There may be exceptions.
Warren, thank you so much for joining us. The book is The War Within. We'll be right back.
OnStar. I've received a signal you've been in a crash. I'm contacting the emergency service.